Isn't that nice? The chemtrails have cleared up. I know they spray chemtrails even with normal storm patterns because it just rained. And this star here is magnificent. I'd like to go at it with my Nikon, but the app I use to transfer SmartBridge doesn't always work with the Nikon transferring it to my phone. It's about 50-50. I've transferred some of the moon, but it's hit and miss with that. Okay, one thing I notice is when the moon's out, chemtrails are always going on the trajectory of the moon. Okay, this star over here is pretty clear, and this is a very colorful star. But one thing I've noticed is I've never seen the phenomenon they call shooting stars. I've never seen any shooting stars when the moon is in the sky. Only when the moon is out of the vicinity or on the other side of the flat earth have I seen shooting stars. And shooting stars are not asteroids and meteorites. That is so stupid and ridiculous. They're currents of electricity or electromagnetic, some sort of discharge. You know, I've even heard some people say they could be spirits moving quickly, but I can't follow that because I can't verify that at all, or, you know, I won't go with that. But it's possible. And I love the way this thing changes its demeanor or appearance. But some people will say, oh, Google says you can't see shooting stars when the moon's out because the moon's light washes it out. It's ridiculous because in this section of the sky, the moon's not washing out anything. It's not washing out this star. Now I know it does wash out some stars in its vicinity. Yeah, it does. But over here, we just don't see that. We don't see the phenomenon of shooting stars. You know? And I find that oddly curious. I never see a shooting star when the moon's out in any phase. You know? And there are certainly parts of the night sky when there's no chemtrails out that are dark enough that aren't totally affected by the moon's light. Okay, I believe that the sun does influence the moon. That's one thing I like to see is lightning when there's hardly no clouds out. Just great. Okay. But what was I saying? Dang it, I totally forgot what I was gonna say. Geez. Oh, I was gonna say that I do believe the sun is the moon's governor. Like a glow-in-the-dark piece that you shine light on, and then you can subtract the light and then the object will shine. I believe that's what the relationship is between the sun and the moon. Myself. You know, because the phase of the terminator line on the moon right now is, in my opinion, 11:30. 11 at the top and about 25 at the bottom on a 12 o'clock basis. You know, and it would shine a lot more. A lot more of the moon would be covered if it was the actual light from the sun shining on the moon. I believe that when the sun's light is shining through the atmosphere, there's a reaction, okay, that I don't want to say causes heat, but I would say that the way that light shines towards the moon through the atmosphere of the earth is what governs or lets the moon know where to shine. The moon shines its own light, but it does so on the position, its relationship with the sun and the way they are positioned against one another. Because there's plenty of video where they take temperature of the moonlight. It's the complete opposite of what light from the sun would be. Okay, you can bounce sunlight during the day and it's the same stuff. You know, you can ricochet it, magnify it, and it doesn't turn cooler. You see what I mean? And moonlight is moonlight in the shadow. How does that go? I believe moonlight in the shadow is not as cool as a direct moonlight, and that's it should be cooler in its shadow. You know what I mean? But it's not. The direct moonlight is cooler than moonlight in the shadow, and that don't make any sense. You see what I mean? Now, I believe one of the big reasons they chemtrail is because the flat earth has brought a lot of attention to these stars. You know, I never looked up at the stars before I came across the flat earth. Not really. Not with any planned decision to say I'm going to look at the stars tonight. You know, and I was just used to the artist renderings and conceptions and composites and Photoshop of NASA and scientism. And I know for a fact that what we can see with high zoom magnification, binoculars, and in the naked eye is 180 degrees from what these artist renderings and conceptions show us. Okay, these people are complete liars. They're co-signing a model that every aspect of it contradicts our senses and what we see and what we can personally verify. We can verify that the earth is not spinning. It's not. You can look up at the sky and see clouds floating by at 10 miles an hour at 1,000 feet, and then 1,000 feet higher they're going 5 miles slower in the opposite direction. And they're going to want to Google it, and they're going to say that the atmosphere and the ground of the earth are relative, spinning at the same time. That's ridiculous. It's stupid. It doesn't make any sense. So everything in the middle does what it wants. In the air, there's no Coriolis effect. Not one that can be verified. I'm running out of time. Bye-bye.